It's a pleasure to welcome Arsenal superfan and my good friend Belgium. We've just watched Arsenal go through to the last stage of the Champions League by virtue of a 9-3 aggregate win against PSV. Belgium, you saw the game tonight, 2-2. What was your thoughts on the game?
Well, first of all, I say well done to the boys. And it's good to see that we've gone through the quarterfinals. But obviously, in first leg, we knew 7-1. There's no way. But I was, again, I think last week, we've been talking about this, and I said we got to be careful, you never know. That's a champion.
Come on. There was no jeopardy on tonight, man. Come on.
No, I know, but
listen, to be careful of what?
No, the way
we were 7-1 up.
Well, it doesn't matter. Listen, anything can happen. Yeah. Well, obviously not to 7-1, but we don't want the situation whereby at the end of the day, that complexity will set in. And
no, I hear you. You got to take the game seriously, but I don't think there's anyone, even PSV fans. You saw the way they were. They were just enjoying themselves. Shout out to them, by the way. I thought they made a lot of noise. They did their club proud. Yeah. And also, we should also say, shout out to the PSV club in itself, because they funded the fans' trip today. Yeah. They funded the travel and the tickets. So well done to them. But to the game, some changes tonight, 7 changes in all. You had Kivior come in, you had Tierney come in, you had Sterling come in, you had Zinchenko come in, and you had, who else? There's somebody else I may have forgotten. But there were 7 changes overall. Anyone out of those guys that stood out for you today? Sterling.
Well, I'll say Sterling. And do you know what? I've been saying this for some time now. I know people...
come a bit closer.
I know people have not had a bit of, in terms of should I say positive?
Well, he's not played well. Let's be honest, man. I mean, but I'm a big admirer of Raheem. Even me, right? Even me will admit that he's not had a good time so far. But I thought today he played well. Yeah, it was fantastic tonight. But again, guess what? No footballer goes out there and said, you know what? I don't want to do well. Do you understand it? And this guy is a fantastic player, right? And whatever happens, we don't know what's happening to his life. And I hope that it's okay. Yeah. But when it comes to him being at Arsenal, and sometimes you move to a team and sometimes it might not click quickly. Do you understand it? Yeah. So that's why he's trying to find his feet. People might say, oh, he's in London. It's a London club. But at the end of the day, that's him moving from another team to another team. So, that transition is always going to be challenging. So for me, I just wanted the coach to give him a bit more time. Yeah. And that's what he needed, so that he can build up his own confidence. And, hey, this is a guy only guy can go into our dressing room and say, listen, I've won how many, 3 or 4? It's very decorated.
Yeah, I won a couple of cups, so who are you to tell me that, I'm not good or I can't play at Arsenal, So the way people trying to put him down, I'm not saying that maybe they're doing it in a kind of... trying to not to like the player, but it's just like they're thinking that, listen, we need a result, and then he's not contributing. But that's not true. Yeah. He's been doing okay, but it's just like it's not happening to him when it comes to matches. So
I think he was given man of the match. I mean, he got 2 assists, and he had a couple of good runs. He should have scored. I mean, there was a really good run he had. And then right at the end there, when he should have lobbed the keeper
Well, he did try. No, but you have to give credit to the goalie. Goalie saved it, So you have to give him a credit, to the goalie. And you know what? Yeah, that's why tonight, and it shows. Yeah. And we can see he's an impact player right now. Obviously, he's been in the league for such a long time, but he's still a young player, How old is he? 29 he's not even 30.
I think he's hit 30 now. Okay. But yeah, he's still I think with him, the confidence has been on the floor. So for him to have a game like he did tonight, it still wasn't great. But listen, man, he
was the player of the match.
Yeah, right? Well, this is it. So that's a positive.
Yeah, that's a positive. Yeah. So you can take this one. Obviously, against Chelsea, we'll not be playing on Sunday.
That's right.
But listen, we got Fulham coming up. We got Brentford. So hopefully, the coach.
Well, we got Real Madrid coming. I mean, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but he's not going to be playing that game though, was he?
Against Madrid?
Yeah.
Why? Oh, the first leg, because he got booked, didn't he?
Booked, so
maybe in the second. Yeah. Zinchenko, I thought he scored a really good goal. He had a decent game as well.
Do you know what? When I saw him play in the middle, I'm there thinking, ooh. But listen, for his country, for Ukraine, he does that. So yeah, it was good to see that. But again, I don't want this what will I say? These narratives that, Odegaard doesn't show, so Odegaard should be looking at what Zinchenko did today and replicate that same thing, because they're not the same type of players, you know.
No, but I can see why people said that, though, because a lot of fans have become frustrated with Odegaard because he takes up good positions. He'll beat the first man, and then rather than shoot, invariably he'll pass it or he'll check back, and you know what I mean? People are saying he needs to be a bit more direct. So I think what people are getting at today with Zinchenko was he was in that same position that Odegaard's been in several times this season. He beat the man, looked up, took the shot and scored. It was a great goal.
It was a fantastic goal. I'm not taking that one away, but I'm just saying is that when we're building up his scenarios and we got to the final third, the way people are looking at today's scenarios is not the same as when Odegaard has kind of found himself into the final third.
No, I hear that. So, I just think that it's an inevitable comparison because they're playing in... They picked up the ball in a similar position, and what I'm saying to you is many times Odegaard has not shot. He's taken a decision not to shoot. He's checked back or he's passed. Whereas some fans, myself included, said we'd like to see you go on, and because we know you've got that ability to do that, but you're not doing that enough. But anyway, so we've spoken about Sterling, we've spoken about Zinchenko. Let's talk about a couple of the others. Jakub Kiwior, what do you think his performance was like tonight?
He was a little bit quiet, but you could kind of understand that because he hasn't been playing, so he would need some kind of games, you know, under his belt, you know. And but I don't know if the coach, that's how they believe in him. So he had a quiet game. And who was again?
Ben White.
Ben White too. He was quiet. But you can see why, because he just came back and he looked
a bit rusty.
Yeah, so obviously, I mean, you expect that. So we just got to give them a bit of time. We just got to allow them, you know, and hopefully they'll be okay, you know. So I'm not.
The other one was Kieran Tierney.
Oh yeah, Tierney too had a quiet game though, and he was okay. It was just okay. I mean, literally, they were just okay. Anyway, so but it's good to see all of them coming through. Obviously, I didn't want that whole changes, you know, and I was a little bit kind of skeptical, you know, because obviously you were advocating for that, and I'm there thinking, do we need that whole changes, you know?
No, but my rationale was, listen, you're 7-1 up, right, going into this game. It's extremely unlikely that Arsenal are going to get overturned tonight and lose the game. So what I was saying is I wanted to see some guys on the periphery of the team given their opportunity, because you never know, in weeks to come we might need these guys, injury, loss of form, whatever. So it's good to keep them involved. You're right, no one apart from Sterling, no one really stood out and held their hands up to say, you know, well, I've got to start against Chelsea on Sunday. Well, Sterling wouldn't have been able to anyway because he's on loan, but it was good to see them get some minutes. It's a start, isn't it? It's something to go by,
of course. And again, to one thing is that it's not just about the first 11 who normally go and win trophies or league, and sometimes it's to do with the whole squad, you know. So even people who have not had the chance to play, you know, because obviously those are the things that you can pick out when you go to the dressing room. So they're there, you know, support their their teammates. So it's not just about first 11, that's it. No. Sterling, Zinchenko, Tierney, they are part of the squad. So if they win the trophies, they'll go and get medals. So obviously they're part of the team, so it's good. But another thing I wanted to say is a shame that we didn't keep that winning record in the Champions League. You know, we've been winning our games in the Champions League this season.
Okay. At home.
Yeah, at home. But all of a sudden today, you know, that 2-2. So anyway, a la Madrid, hopefully, I don't know, it's a cup game. And I'm still hopeful.
I was going to say, so Real Madrid, you happy with that draw? Or would you have preferred Atletico?
To be honest, I was hoping for Atletico because I feel like we could kind of sort them out. Because with Madrid, the thing is that at one point they give you a hope in a game. Then all of a sudden they'll just shock you. Right? So, and considering that, our transfer dealings again, but let's not go back to that. But hopefully this experiment of Moreno issues, playing up front, I think Arteta against Madrid, he can't do that. I'm sorry. He can't do that. And hopefully we'll find out that tactical solution or tactical scenario which will enable us to beat Real Madrid. Yeah, we can.
Do you think we got a chance?
Yeah, of course, man. Listen, it's a cup game. It's 50-50. It's a cup game. And listen,
but it's 2 legs though. A lot of people have said if it was just one game, they would give us more of a chance. But 2 legs, you know, I mean, the first leg at Arsenal, and we got to go to the Bernabeu.
We'll be there. Listen, first leg, good game plan. second leg, good game plan, we could go for
What do you think the manager's game plan will be?
Oh, I think first leg, I hope that it's not that try to be too pragmatic. Yeah, it should just go for it. Then,
you want him to go for it in the first game?
Yeah, first leg. Then the second game, be that pragmatic and be, caution, because that's literally, then obviously you can't try to nullify anything that Real Madrid will be throwing at you. So hopefully we'll come up with a good game plan. Listen, I know it'll be kind of facing an experienced coach. We'll be facing a team which has got that culture when it comes to the Champions League.
I would agree with you, and I hear what you say. However, I don't think, listen, obviously in an ideal world, we want to beat Real Madrid 2-0 in the first leg. But what I'm saying to you is,
we can't do that.
You don't have to win the first game. You just not have to lose.
Yeah.
At least you've got to have something to play for in the second leg. And we do have a very good defence. And if we can keep them to zip, you never know, man.
But listen, if you had the opportunity to take the lead and 2-0, Liverpool beat them here, isn't it? Yeah, we can do that. So we just have to make sure that on the day the players turn up, the coach himself, good tactical scenarios, and obviously people were talking about Rea, the whole things, the midfield, that you got the system working. You use it again to my Ghana boy Thomas Partey, sitting as a 6, then Declan Rice and Odegaard. And listen, there we go. Please, Moreno shouldn't be starting up.
Who would you play up top? Just quickly, because we got closing.
Oh yeah, I think we might try. I mean, one year. That option. I think I can try and think about our options. Yes.
Okay, Belgium. Thank you very much, man. Thanks.
Yeah.